That's all right. Oh, we're live. What's up, my friends? If you are a roller derby skater that wants to make 2025 your season and wants to come back stronger than you left in 2024, this video is for you. I am so excited to be here with Moira Murphy, aka Murph, who has done exactly that. Murph is like living, breathing proof of how awesome it is to come back stronger and how good it feels. So I'm so excited for this. So just to kick things off, Murph, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? Where do you skate? Are you a blocker? Are you a jammer? And then maybe just a little bit like how were things before you started training with Crash Course? Like what were you struggling with?
Okay, so I live in Washington State, but I skate across the river in Oregon with Ford's Roller Derby. Definitely primarily a blocker, but I'm dreaming big now, so I'm working on being a pivot, and I even just jam for fun and practice to help my jammers out. And I've been skating for about 3 seasons. Took a break in COVID, had 2 injuries, which took me off skates. So it's been an up and down derby journey for me. And I think with all my setbacks, I kept wanting to progress. I kept wanting to get stronger, and I had some external setbacks, but I think I had mental setbacks too. And I was just kind of sick of waiting to get better. Derby didn't come fast to me. And I've been watching videos online and looking at the tips and tricks on how to build strength, which were cool. But I've always appreciated having a teacher and a guide and a coach for something. And I was just knew my season was coming up, and I kind of saw the opportunity. I knew it was on the precipice. I've played long enough to be okay at derby, and I started kind of believing that maybe I could start practicing with my all-star team, and that's what I wanted. So
you could see it. You could see it coming.
Yeah,
like, okay, maybe I could do this.
I'm teetering on the edge. But I needed to change kind of my mindset and how I showed up, because I was in the habit of just kind of getting to practice when I could, kind of being like, nah, I'm not an all-star. I'll never be an all-star. I'm just not fast at learning derby. I'm okay. I'm just here to have fun. I kind of didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to say it out loud that that's what I wanted.
What was the turning point? What was the turning point for you? What was the pivotal moment where you were like, nah, dude, I gotta like lean in and really do this?
Well, I think I finished my season. And our B team kind of grew together. Our B team's kind of a BC team. And a lot of times we just always get a lot of new people. We get a lot of new coaches. And I kind of feel like I'm just treading along because I'm not physically being challenged or mentally being challenged. But I ended the season and it was so fun. And we grew so much just by playing that once that last bout happened and I was sitting over the summer with a little extra time being off school, I was like, what am I going to do with this time? Like, how am I going to get better and have more fun and have more confidence? And so I think it was just that last season and being like, I want to keep going with my friends, but I want to have more fun and not be injured as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did we connect originally? Did I stalk you or did you stalk me? I know you were watching some of the videos and you were doing some of the work.
Yeah, I stalked you. I think I just responded to something. I did one of those. I watched a few lives. I watched listened to some podcasts, just was like going on walks, being like, okay, yep, I agree with this. This sounds good. I like where we're going. But then I needed to put it into action and not just like listen.
Yeah, 100%. And then were there any things that you were nervous about? Like when you made that decision to like join Crash Course of like, I'm going to take this off season and I'm going to level up. This is my time. Were you scared about anything? Were you nervous? Were you like nervous about investing in yourself? Did you trust the program was going to work? Like where were you at mentally?
The initial calling you was like a hell yeah. There was something in my soul that was like, this is the time.
Yeah.
But then once you start saying the things out loud, that's hard and scary, right? You're going to put money into it. You have a coach on the other end that's like, I did this work for you. I created workout programs for you. You've talked to me about these goals you want. So the scary part is like, you're not just thinking it in your head anymore and nobody has to know.
Yeah.
And you can change your mind and you can back out. The scary part is like, okay, I'm saying out loud that I would like to get invited to practice with my all-star team. And now what if that doesn't happen? And now I've committed to this program for a certain amount of time and I have a coach waiting for me to check in on Mondays. What if I don't feel like it? You know, like, so you're putting a little pressure on yourself with accountability. And also in life, the past part of me that I've seen as a pattern that I've been wanting to break is not showing up how I say I want to. So I want to be a rock star athlete, or I want to make more money and have a savings account. I want to fuel my body with good stuff so I live a long, sustainable life, right? I say those things a lot and I do them when I'm feeling good, right? But I think what's hurt my confidence in life sometimes is you have all these dreams and things you say you're going to do and then you don't follow through. So it's scary to be like, I want to put in this work for a long time.
Yeah. Well, and we're sneaky, right? I think that's the thing is it's like, it's so easy to want something, but I think immediately, as soon as we declare something that we want, our brain immediately goes to, but I have no proof that I can do it because I've never done it before. And there's this magical little like moment. It's like, you know, that Indiana Jones movie where like he has to like walk across, what is it, the one with the cup, you know, and they has to like walk across like the invisible path, and he just throws a little bit of stones and he can barely see the path and he's trying to like walk across it. It's like that first trust step of like stepping onto this invisible thing that like you can do it, you know?
Yeah.
And so for you, leaning into that and saying yes, even though there was a chance that you might flake on yourself, which I'm guessing you probably had some weeks that weren't great, right? And some days that weren't great. But in the end, you still got the results. So what did it feel like once you leaned in, you took that little baby trust fall? What did it feel like when you first started seeing like, oh, I can do it? Like, what were those first couple of little wins where you were like, oh my God, I'm doing this?
I think one thing was I remember my first workout when I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm in shape, and doing single-legged things and jump squatty things and kind of feeling off balance and awkward. And then I remember a couple weeks later sending a video to my team because I had to miss actually the first week of tryouts, and saying like, I'm coming after you guys. Like, and I sent a video of myself doing like box jump squat burpees. And I could look at myself really outside of myself and be like, whoa, look what you look like. And we talked about this earlier, because I was in the off season when I started. I was away from my hometown. I was away from my team. I wasn't skating off like practices with my teams over the summer. I had to deal with family stuff. So then it got real because I went back to my life, and it was only a couple weeks, a little more than a month. And people were like, who is she? What's going on? Like, you look different, you're acting different, your energy is grounded, you're skating different, you're showing up different. So I was feeling it internally on my own, which was good. I remember the first workout I had where it was like 10-minute zone 2 cardio, you know, just endurance. And I was like, oof, when's the last time I went on a treadmill? But already within the first couple weeks from doing other workouts, being able to stand tall and just do 10 minutes on a treadmill, like at a steady pace. Yeah, it was cool to feel and look like an athlete as I was doing my workouts. And then in the rest of my life, my clothes fitting different, my energy being better, my overall confidence to attack things being better. And then having other folks come see me.
It's crazy how that crosses over, right? And we talk about this in Crash Course a lot. It's like how you do anything is how you do everything. So when you're developing your discipline as an athlete on the track, now that's spilling over into your discipline in the rest of your life, your discipline at work. Like, how has that felt?
I think, so I'm in nursing school. So I'm doing lots of hard things that take a lot of time and energy, like Derby. Is hard and takes a lot of time and energy and puts you outside of your comfort zone. And I think now we talked about how I didn't maybe trust myself at first, because you judge yourself on your past self. That's all you have to judge. And I'm 42, so I've been doing some habits that don't work for me anymore, but I keep doing them, right? It takes a long time to unlearn something you've been doing for 42 years. And so not trusting myself to follow through, not trusting myself to be consistent over time, falling off the wagon, as I used to say. So it felt good we talk a lot about focusing on what's happening right now in my life. What's my season? How am I doing this week? How am I doing today? Yeah. And I felt like I could really show up day to day with set goals, set intentions, and a confidence. And then like a faith in myself, because like I'm doing the things I want to do now. That's like the big thing for me. I'm doing what I say I want to do. Not every day, definitely not perfectly at all. Because this is a long game program, and that's what's awesome. So I don't have to feel like in 30 days I have shown, weight loss, all the wins, all the trophies. Life is totally different. Like that took some pressure off too. So now it's just in nursing school, I'm more confident. I'm not as worried. I'm like, here's where I'm at the moment. Here's how I can show up. For my friends, same thing. Yeah, just able to kind of like be in the moment and show up how I want to show up most of the time.
And it's amazing, like you said, how when you take the pressure off of like needing to accomplish these things in like the next week or 2 weeks, and you create space to do it imperfectly, what ends up happening is you end up quitting on yourself less. Because when we try to do it perfectly and we haven't done it perfectly for 2 weeks, then we quit. Whereas if we would have just done it 75% perfectly, consistently over time, the results are like exponential. And so for you, like, let's talk results then. Like, what happened? You had this goal of, trying out for the team. So how did all that go?
So I missed tryouts because I had life stuff going on. And then I showed up at practice, and a lot of people are like, you look really good. Your skating's looking really good. Your track awareness is really good. You seem really grounded. And then so I was like, okay, I gotta do that thing I said I was gonna do, because I said it out loud. I said it to a coach. They wrote it down. They asked me about it. And I stalled for a little bit. Like I said, you're not gonna be a totally different person. But I had a lot of people saying, are you gonna ask? Are you going to ask if you can try out? Are you going to ask? And I made excuses. And then, we say, do it scared here. And so I was like, I literally paid money and joined a program. So if you're not going to go ask. So I asked. I showed up for a few practices in the All-Stars to see if I could hang. And then my coach invited me. And then I set the new goal of rostering, actually being on a roster and playing, not just being invited to hang and practice. And I got to roster in my first bout. So I got to play 2 bouts on our All-Stars A team and on the B team. I got asked to be primary pivot on the B team, which was another goal I would never set, because my old way of being is like, you have to be a better blocker before you can ask to be a pivot. Like, you have to know more. And it's great because when you can finally reach a goal and trust yourself and see that it's possible, you're like, okay, what else can I achieve? Why have I been holding myself back by setting low goals and being afraid? So I lost probably 8 pounds at this point, which I haven't been able to lose weight in a long time because I never had a plan. I would just, when I was younger, I kind of could lose weight by saying, cut out the soda for a week, cut out the fast food. I was reminded that weight loss is hard in some ways, and you need to focus and track, but it's also not that hard in a way. And I lost like 8 real pounds that I don't feel like I'm gonna yo-yo back, right? Slowly and consistently. I can see, my muscle tone, and I feel really strong and like great endurance and faster feet, which is fun. Having faster feet is really fun when you're playing derby.
It's so nice when the fast feet come. Like you do some agility stuff for a while, and then all of a sudden you have that moment where you go to get around someone and your feet go like, and you're like,
okay, I did the agility ladders, but you're like, okay, I guess I trust on a surface level because this person is telling me it works. These people who are good at derby are telling me it works. Professional athletes do it. NFL players do it. So you do it. And I believed in it, but you're not going to really believe until you're like, whoa, not having skates on and moving my feet really fast make me faster because I'm getting the pathways. And that's fun. That's cool to be like, I was not on my skates a ton when I started this program. So off skates works.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the reasons why I think off season is a really, really good time to lean into this, because you have this opportunity to be super rested because you're not skating a lot and building the physical fitness at the same time, so that when you come back, it like slaps the two together, the skating skills and the physical fitness. And it's like, holy shit, like my body is doing incredible things. So what did you like specifically love about the program? Like what pieces of it did you really like connect with?
My coach, shout out, Cynthia Original Sin. Well, I've done other programs before. Like I said, I like having a coach, a guide. I'm in nursing school. I'm the type of person that's like, if you tell me how to show up and where to show up, I'll do it. But I never really thought about doing it in the sense of derby. That seemed like a lot. But it's a way to show up for yourself with help and support. Like I said, having that accountability, whether it's your community or your coach, it helps you show up for yourself. Like it's hard to go to the gym on your own. You can say you want to be in shape all you want. It is hard to get up and go to the gym because no one's making you. It's hard to show up for yourself. So I am showing up for myself, but I'm kind of showing up for the community, for my coach, for you, for the other people on our Facebook community that like need inspiration, want inspiration, who are showing up and posting pictures. But I think the thing is it's very individualized and it's very holistic. Other plans are like, you're going to do keto. You're going to do these exercises. You're going to do this. This program looks at you, where you're starting, what your goals are, what kind of exercises you like to do. Do you get bored doing the same thing over and over again, or do you want some repetition so you can get in the groove? How many days a week works for you? When's your off season? It's so individualized that it's going to work for you because it's what you need. And then that individual process changes week to week if it needs to, month to month if it needs to. And so if you're having a hard time, my life has been hard and it's been unstable. And so I have a coach that works with me for that and also helps me not be so hard on myself if I'm not showing up perfectly. And when I'm showing up beast mode, my coach is like, all right, what do you want to do? You want to lift more weights? You want to gain muscle? You want to push sleds around? Or do you need to do yoga this week? I will program yoga for you. So yeah, that individualization, and then it is looking at you as a whole person, right? If I was just focused on losing weight, it's never going to happen. It's about just showing up every day with these few actions. And then all the complicated, seemingly unable to accomplish things happen magically. They help you with those little steps that are so hard.
And that's it, right? Circling back to my Indiana Jones reference, right? It's like feeling the fear, going, okay, this is uncertain, but like all you have to do is just keep focusing on those next little steps. And that's what you did. And I really want to commend you for that. Like you have all of the excuses in the world why off season was not the time for you to do this, you know, busy and in school and all these things. But you were like, no. Like if I'm going to do this, I've got to lean in. And you were willing to trust and just take the little baby step, take the little baby step, take the little baby step. And now rostered. Hey.
I can't believe it.
It's
myself.
so exciting. Well, then, so why don't we declare publicly, what are your 2025 goals? Let's lay it on the line.
Okay, this one's crazy, but this is a very good example of you start saying F it, you know, chuck it in the F it bucket, as the kids like to say. Like, I was like, all right, Coach Sin, I would like to be the fittest member on my team, right? Like, instead of it being a scary thing, I'm like, I could achieve it because I just need to show up for my 3 scheduled workouts. And then, you know, that's a huge one. Starting to have a savings plan is a huge one. And I know I can achieve it because I know the small steps are in place to help me. And my coach is in place when I reach step 1 to evolve to step 2, because it's a constant journey.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the big ones, honestly. And then obviously to get more play time. So I played in 2 jams in my bout. I'm not here to say all of a sudden I'm the best player ever. I played in 2 jams and I was stoked about it. I think me in the past would have been a lot more focusing on, you only played in 2 bouts. You weren't good enough for this. Instead, I was like, holy crap. I said I wanted to do this and I did it. And I played in 2 bouts and I actually knew what was happening. And I didn't get hurt. I felt strong. I played in the 2nd bout. Okay, so what's next now? So now it's like, how many more jams can I play in? How can I be that reliable player?
Amazing. I'm excited for you. What would you say to maybe someone that's watching this and is kind of like on the fence? They've been like watching my stuff. They're not sure. Like, what would you say to someone that's maybe on the fence or like thinking about this, but maybe like nervous to join?
If you want to do this, if you want to get better at derby, if you want to be a stronger skater, if you want to change your mindset, if you want to work on the root causes of barriers that you have, and it will truly change your mindset on how you look at life, how you look at yourself, nutrition, money. Ask yourself what's holding you back and see if that's reasonable, because we put a lot of barriers in our own mind. But I would never think I would ever post a before and after picture online or promote a program, right? We see it everywhere on the website and we're like, is that a real picture? Is that fake? Is that photoshopped? For me, I can only speak for me, but this program has worked wonderfully and I'm still in it. And I'm excited to see where it takes me. And no other program has worked for me. I just haven't had the longevity. Often it lasts 2 weeks for me. And I don't know, some of it's the love of derby. When you love derby so much, you want to get better because it's more fun when you're better. And you want to be stronger because it's safer. And you want to be strong for life, right? That's those of us who are drawn to derby is because we want to be strong, confident badasses.
Yeah.
And surprise, a lot of us secretly, even though we look like strong, confident badasses, do question ourselves, do have anxiety, don't know how to get there. It's so overwhelming. All the stuff online. I would sit and look at YouTube videos for 30 minutes deciding which workouts to do. So if something's holding you back, ask what it is. Talk to someone because they'll walk you through it. Someone here will walk you through if there's a challenge to joining, but doing it in the off season is the best because then you start your season like ready to go, and now you're going to get more out of your season, and you have more time to work on it. You have more time to learn what your derby journey is, which is great.
100%. Well, I am just so proud of you, my friend. It has been so cool watching your journey. And just, I remember when you were like, I just want to get rostered. And it was like, and it's so fun to watch someone that comes in and says, I'm going to do it. And then you pick it up and you run with it and you followed the steps and you did the thing. And here we are. And I'm so excited for us to be working with you again through 2025. And I'm so excited to see what this whole next year is going to bring. It's going to be so awesome. And thank you for taking this time. You know, this is such a special thing to get to share with our derby community. Like, we just want to like let people know, like, look at this, like, this could be you. You could be here next, manning rostered, getting track time, but it starts now. And so for those of you guys that are watching this, like, it starts now. If you really want to crush it in the 2025 season, the training starts now. The mindset shift starts now. The goal setting starts now. And you don't have to know exactly how you're going to do it. You don't have to know that you're going to do it perfectly. You just have to be willing to say, I'm going to show up and I'm going to try and I'm going to do my best, not my perfectest, but my best. And then we take care of the rest and we help you just make it happen. So if you're interested in that, you can comment wherever you are watching this on the internet. You can comment with coaching and we will send you over information on how to apply so that you can have an awesome story like Murph's and get more track time next year. Murph, my love, thank you so much. This has been so awesome. I can't wait to just celebrate you for this next year and see where you take it.
Me too. I'm so excited to honestly see what I do in a year from now.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I love it. Awesome. Well, remember, you guys, life is a contact sport. She who touches the most lives wins. I'll see you later.